Hey guys, it's Leanne. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is a full face of viral makeup products that I'm so glad that I actually bought. So I've never actually done a video like this on my channel before, so to all my lovely little loyal subscribers who watch every week, let me know if this is like something you want me to do more of. Do you like this type of content? And to anyone new also, that applies to you, if you like this type of content, let me know. Please like the video, please subscribe. So this is the look what I'm wearing now on the skin, and each product is a viral makeup product. Some of the products are from the drugstore, some are more high-end, and every product talked about in the tutorial I would 100% recommend. So yeah, if you want to see how to achieve this look, please stick around, keep on watching. And also at the end of the video there's a little surprise. So these are all the goodies from today's video that I've used to create this flawless look. If you want to see everything that's in the bag, from eyeshadow palettes to lip liners to lip glosses, foundation, then obviously stick around, keep on watching and enjoy. Okay guys, so the first viral makeup product that I'm going to be going in with is the Louise base. I've got the shade Rumour number 4. I literally use this for always carving out underneath the brow, and I always use it for cutting the crease as well. So this product, I'm probably 99% sure that most people watching this have heard of it. I love this base, especially if I'm doing really colourful and bright eye looks. I never go in without this base. And it's super easy to use because it's not very drying, it's just so fluid. You can literally pull it across the lid like I'm doing and it'll give you a full coverage on the lid, and then it's just to pat it into place. And this base does not need setting with any powders, so. And apparently this can also be used as concealer. So I'm just going in with a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush, and I'm just literally blending the edges upwards at the front of the brow and just towards the side of the nose, just so it all blends in. This base as well doesn't really crease too much, so even while I'm talking away now, it's not really creasing as much as a concealer would. So that is our first viral P. Louise product, but I am also going to be using another viral product from P. Louise, so keep your eyes peeled for that in this video. So the next viral makeup product that I'm going to be going in with is from the drugstore. And I'm going to be priming with the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. Now I actually really do love this primer, and it feels very much like Vaseline on the skin, and I would say that you don't actually need a lot. So I've literally used 3 small blobs. And like it says on the packaging, it literally does seem to sort of fill pores in, and kind of, in a sense, it does kind of erase them. So while the primer is just soaking into the skin, I'm going to be going in with eyeshadow now. And the viral eyeshadow palette that I'm going in with is an oldie but a goodie. So I'm going to be going in with the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette. And this looks like this. And it's not the most exciting colour scheme, but the actual formula is amazing. And I have actually created some really nice eye looks with this. So I'm going to be doing a very natural eye today. So I'm going to be going in with Dominatrix and Safe Word. Maybe I'll do frosting on the inner corner as a highlight. But yeah, I'm going to be talking you through the eyeshadow techniques as I go, because I know that people always request that from this channel, and people always say that they like when I actually break down the eyeshadow and talk through how to do it. As well, today I'm going to actually try and use as little eyeshadow brushes as possible, just because I know that it's hard for people to buy so many brushes and so many different products. So I'm actually going to try today just to stick to 4 eyeshadow brushes for this look. So the first brush I'm going to be going in with is the Morphe M433, and this brush is, if you look at the shape of it, it's more of a square, flat, dense brush. So the shape of this brush is perfect for just packing on colour. So the first shade I'm going in with is the shade Dominatrix, which is a deep, almost chocolate brown, I would say. So I'm just picking that up, as you see, and just tapping into the pan, tapping off any excess. So I normally start on the outer corner, and all I do first is literally just lay down the product. So as you can see, I'm just literally tapping this eyeshadow onto the outer corner. So I'm just going back in with a little bit more. Now the reason that I actually lay down the product like this is because I've found that if I actually just go in straight away and start blending, that the colour just goes wishy-washy. I always just build the eyeshadow up on the outer corner, and then when I'm quite happy that I've got like quite a bit on, and when I'm also happy that when I look forward you can actually see this eyeshadow, that's when I start blending the edges. So as I've just mentioned then, you want to be able to see the eyeshadow when you open your eye looking forwards. So I'm satisfied now that obviously when I'm looking forward you can see that I've applied eyeshadow. So the key to that is to always apply the eyeshadow just above your own natural crease. So now I'm just going to be blending the edges out. So as you've seen, I was just placing the brush flat against my eyelid. Now I'm going to turn it to this angle. So I'm more putting the brush straight towards my actual eyes now. And I'm just literally going back and forth. And then on the edges, because I'm probably going to keep this shape circular, I'm just tracing a C shape, as you can see. And these eyeshadows are so pigmented, but it really just blends away so smoothly. It's not patchy at all. So I hope that that's showing up on camera and everyone can see how like amazing good quality the formula of the Jeffree Star eyeshadow is. And that was so easy. That did not take me long at all. Literally at all. I'm not going to edit this part, by the way. I'm just so I can just give you the real true, like, I'm not going to edit any steps out just for this one eye, just to show you like in real life how long it takes. And bear in mind I am actually talking you through it, so it's going to take me a little bit longer. But yeah, I'm going to actually leave this section of doing this eye unedited because obviously I think that just probably makes it easier for people to learn. So as you can see, I'm just building that colour back up again on the outer corner as I did the first time, and then I'm just now blending these edges. So circular shape on the outer corner. And now I'm going to be going in with the Morphe M518 brush. So this is more of a fluffy brush, and this brush is better suited to more just blending, so like buffing edges of eyeshadow away. So it's a clean brush, there's no colour on it, and all I'm doing is literally tracing over the edges of the shade Dominatrix. So windscreen wiper motion, so back and forwards, and then on that outer corner I'm just doing a circular shape. And then that to me now is looking pretty blended. So then now I'm going to be going in with the shade Safe Word. Now because I'm only using two brushes, I'm just going to go in with the first brush I used, so the Morphe M433. Now I don't normally use two shades, so I've used the Dominatrix on this brush and now I'm using Safe Word. That's not what I normally do, but I just want to show you that you can do it basically. So same brush, and I'm just going to be literally patting this Safe Word shade, which is just a nice sandy nude shade, just on the inner corner. So you can use one brush to apply two different eyeshadow shades, as I'm showing you now. And then as you can see, I'm just literally packing this colour on just by pressing it down. And then I'm going to be taking the second brush to the Morphe M518 and just literally blending the edges of this shade now and pressing down on where the darker shade and the lighter shade meet. And that is how to blend two colours as well, by the way. That's a really good tip on how to blend a light colour to a dark colour. Just simply press on top of where the two colours meet, and somehow that makes them just blend in really nicely. So now I'm going to be going in with the third vinyl makeup product, and this is again from P. Louise. I'm going to be going in with the P. Louise X Mama Mitchell Acid Rain paints. So I've got two shades, so I've got the shade Ibiza and the shade Nitro. And the idea is I'm going to be using one of these in the waterline. I think I'm going to go for the Nitro shade, the blue one. And to apply this to the waterline, I'm going to be going in with the Acid Rain collection brush from P. Louise and Mitchell. So these will literally last a long time because literally do not need a lot at all. And you don't actually have to set these, by the way. And look how bright that colour is. These dry down in 60 seconds as well. So yeah, I'm not going to set it today just so I can actually just let it do what it's supposed to do basically, and let it be the revolutionary product that it is. Like, it's not very often you don't need to set a cream eyeliner. That's literally never happens. Okay, so eyeshadow done. So now I'm going to be going in with foundation, and this is only my second time trying this foundation, but if you watch my first review on it, you'll know how much I rate this foundation. But I will actually leave the link for this review in the description bar, so go and check that out if you want to know a bit more about this foundation and why I absolutely love this foundation. So not sure if any of my loyal subbies can guess, but it is the Nars Soft Matte Complete Foundation. So I'm in the shade Barcelona Medium 4, and I'm just going to warn you, at first it does look a little bit too deep for my skin tone, but it actually works fine once everything's been applied and other makeup like bronze is being added. It looks fine. So I'm not really a fan of the dropper. I'd much prefer a pump, but we'll make it work. So it's a very runny foundation. So I'm going to be blending out this foundation with another iconic beauty product and obviously another viral one. So this is the original Beauty Blender, and I need to get to work fast because it's literally dripping down my forehead. And it is a full coverage foundation, which that is the look I go for when I do makeup, so that makes my soul happy that it is full coverage. It's matte, but it's not too much of a drying matte. It's not one of those matte foundations that like sticks to scabs or flakes or emphasises like wrinkles. It's just literally the perfect matte. And it lasts all day. And even applying this foundation with a beauty blender, it still actually looks pretty full coverage. Like, beauty blenders normally soak up excess product, which no doubt this is probably soaking up some of the foundation, but it still actually looks pretty full coverage to me. So for that reason, I'm just so impressed with this foundation. Like, I normally apply foundation with a brush and then go over with a beauty sponge, well, a beauty blender, just to airbrush the look, but I just wanted to do the full face today with a beauty blender just because it is a viral makeup product and it was like an original. I think this was like the first makeup sponge. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first one I knew of anyway, the original beauty blender. These sponges as well, by the way, just for anyone who might not know, I always do use them damp. I know that some people apparently use them not damp and use them dry, but I can't do that for some reason. I just think it works so much better when the sponge is damp. But that's just me. You do you. If like obviously you don't like the sponge being damp, you prefer it dry, then keep doing that if it works for you. But for me, the beauty blender is always damp. So the next product that I'm going in with is a viral drugstore product. So the product is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite Longwear Crease Proof with Niacinamide Infinite Coverage 16-hour wear concealer. So it's this one. I think it was launched last year, this, and my shade is the shade C5, which is a little bit of a peachy shade, so that will also help to colour correct some of the discoloration underneath my eyes. So this is so full coverage, and there's been so much talk about these concealers, and I'd have to say they do last all day. I'd say they are pretty full coverage. There's so many shades available. So if you've not tried this, then maybe give it a try. Yeah, I actually adore this concealer. It really does brighten the face. And like I said, I would say it's quite full coverage and it is pretty easy to blend out. Like, I've let it sit on the skin as you're seeing, and it's not drying super quick where you can't blend it. It's just one of those really flexible, easy to blend concealers, I would say. Like, some concealers just dry straight away. As soon as you put them on the face, they're already set in place and then you can't actually blend them because they've already set. but this concealer is not like that at all. So I'm just going to go in with that little Real Techniques, I think it was called the Deluxe Crease brush, and I'm just going to blend this concealer just up to the waterline. So look how much that just brightens the face. So, and it has definitely taken away my bags and discoloration, and I'm really happy with how it looks. So now it's time to set this concealer. So the next product is not from the drugstore, but it is an amazing product. So the next product is a setting powder, and it is the Huda Beauty Baby Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder, and I'm in the shade Pound Cake. So it's just a travel size version of the original Loose Baking and Setting Powder. And guys, this concealer has not creased even now while I'm just talking away. I've just took the beauty blender to try and blend out some creases, but there's actually no creases. So that makes me so happy. I'm just going to be applying this with the little applicator that it came with. And this literally smells like very floral. It's a very strong scent though, I must say. It is a very strong scent, but I actually like it. And I'm applying the concealer in an upwards motion, and that is just to basically give the face a lift and more of a cat eye effect. I don't know if I said concealer then, but I meant to say powder. I'm applying the powder in an upwards motion, and that's just to give the face a lift. So now I'm going over and just applying to all the places where I actually did apply the concealer. I've applied a little bit here as well. God, that was strong, the smell. Just applied that right under my nose. But yeah, I'm applying a little bit there as well because I sometimes get a little bit of foundation pooling there. But it didn't really happen the other day with this foundation. On my review of this, it didn't really happen. So even more props to this foundation, because foundations normally always seem to sweat on my top lip for some reason. So I'll just set that with a little bit of powder. And then I'm just going to leave this to bake on the face for about 2 minutes or so, wipe it all off, and then we're going to be going in with our next viral makeup product, which I'm going to tell you what that is now. So it is the Fenty Beauty Bronzer. So the technical name for this is the Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker Instant Warmth Bronzer, and I'm in the shade Caramel Cutie. But yeah, this product, why I love it is because it's such a smooth application and it really does blend onto the face seamlessly. It's an easy product to use. And I also love the packaging. I think the packaging's really nice and very luxe basically. Other products blend really nice on top of it. So that's how the skin's looking now that I've just taken the powder off. It's so matte, so flawless, and it doesn't look really like very strong. As much powder as I put on, it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look too white, and it's blended off the face really easily. I find that some powders kind of just remain on the face even after you've tried to wipe them off. They just stay there, but this one literally just wipes off seamlessly, and that's why I love it so much. And not just me loves it, obviously. Like, it's a viral makeup product, so, you know, a lot of other people love it too. But yeah, that's my reasonings anyway. Okay, so this is how the skin's looking just off a light application of the Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker Bronzer. And I think it just makes my skin look so healthy, and it's not like patchy at all. It's just gone on so smooth, and it's a really flattering, subtle, buildable bronzer. So I hate when you tap into a bronzer and like so much comes off. This one you kind of have to press a little bit more to get more out, but it just goes on so natural and it just gives like a healthy glow, if that makes sense. Even though it's a matte bronzer, I find it just kind of, well, it feels like it gives the skin a bit of a glow, basically, compared to other bronzers. I don't know what that is. It's a matte bronzer, so maybe that's just in my mind or my opinion, but I feel like it just kind of is not as matte as other powders, but it is still matte. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so the next viral makeup product that I'm going in with is literally probably one of my favourite buys of 2020. So I'm going in with 2 products of the same brand, and they're the same actual product but just different colours. A liquid blush, so it's the Made by Mitchell blush, and this is just a liquid blusher, but honestly it's game changing because it lasts all day. It's a liquid blush, but you don't need to set it because it's a liquid to powder formula. And honestly, the most standout thing for me about these products, and probably for everyone else who rates them, is that they're so pigmented. You don't need a lot at all. I've made that mistake before. You do not need a lot, and they last all day. These, when I first used them, I was so scared because I thought, oh, it just feels weird not setting with a powder blush, as that's what I normally have to do with any liquid or cream blush or bronzer. I'll always go over as a rule and just set with a powder blush just to make sure it lasts all day. But with these guys, you just don't need to. Another thing I was really worried about was how a liquid blush would apply on top of powder. So obviously you see me put the under eye concealer, the bronzer. I was really terrified that it was just going to ruin the rest of the makeup and just not blend, but it really does blend quite easily. So the Barbie pink is called Sweet Cheeks and the peachy colour is called Peach Sugar. So I'm going to be mixing those two together. So what I've been doing lately is just I've taken one swipe of that. That's literally all you'll need. Putting them next to each other. And then just taking basically a Real Techniques brush. So this is the sculpting brush, I think. It's worn off, but this is the sculpting brush. And then I'll mix both of these together on the front of my hand. Just because I've applied it directly to the cheeks before and it's really, really pigmented. So I've learned from that now. So if you want something a bit more natural, definitely just mix them together on the back of your hand, or even just one. Even if you just have one blush or whatever, just put it on the back of your hand and dab it into the brush and then apply it to the cheeks. So look at that, just even off a little bit. So yeah, I just feel so much more healthier and more youthful. So I'm just blending this back to where the contour is, just to give a more natural look, as I think it looks nicer and more realistic, rather than just applying blush on the apples of the cheeks. I think it just looks a bit nicer if you drag it back to the contour. And look how well that's blended on top of powder products. Like, would you believe it? Because at first I could not believe it at all. So the next viral makeup product we're going in with is from the drugstore, and I'm sure most people are going to know what this is because it's been around for ages. It's an oldie but a goodie. I can't get over how natural it is, but it is pigmented. But what I've found is when I'm doing YouTube tutorials, when I use other blushes, which are not this one, the blush always looks extremely harsh on camera for whatever reason. I found when I apply this one, it just looks so natural and really rosy and flattering. So it's actually the Milani Luminoso blush, and I'm just going to have to take a really small brush. So this is a Real Techniques setting brush, but I literally do not have any other clean large blush brushes available. I'm due to give the brushes a clean today, so this is kind of all I've got. But so I will say it's got a little bit of shimmering, as you can probably see here, but I found that very flattering. So if you compare this one, it's got like a subtle glow to the skin. This one still looks nice and rosy, but this one, when the light hits, you can definitely see there's like more of a dew to this blush. So the next product that I'm going to be going in with is two highlighters from the drugstore, but they're the same brands, the same product, just in different shades. So these are the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. So there's like a gold one and there's a pearly pink one. So the golden one is called Precious Petals and the pinky one is called Blossom Glow. So on this side, I'm going to be going in with Precious Petals. I'm going to be going in with the gold one on this side. So I will say you do really have to dig your brush in to get some off, but once you do, look at that. That is like, you could see me from space with this on. But it can also be a very subtle highlight if you don't dig in as hard as I am. So I'm going to try the pink one now, which I'm not so sure about. I can't remember. I think I've used this once, but I can't remember my thoughts on it. So I've just washed my Fenty Beauty 120 highlight brush. So it's all clean, so it'll only have this one on. And this one's the same, you really have to rub in quite hard to get some of the product. Okay, I really can't decide between these two. Both colours are amazing. and the formula is obviously the same, so I'm loving the formula. And look how blinding that is. You can make it subtle. I'm obsessed with it. It looks like a more expensive highlight than it actually is, in my opinion, and I've definitely got more expensive highlighters than this, but I would say that these are kind of giving the more expensive ones a run for the money. And I just realised that one thing I did forget to do is bake underneath the contour. So last but not least, we're moving on to lips now, and I've got 2 drugstore lip products that are viral and 1 more high-end product that's gone viral. So this is the Morphe Foolish Colour Pencil. So these are safe for the waterline or lips, but I use them for both. But these pencils, the formula is amazing. These pencils are £4 or £4.50, and they are as good, if not better, as the MAC pencils, which are like £16 odd. So I definitely recommend them to anyone who enjoys using the MAC pencils. And Morphe is also cruelty free, MAC is not. So the price, the fact that it's cruelty free, and the formula is enough for me to never really use a MAC lip liner again. And that's saying something, because I used to love using MAC lip liners. That was like the only pencil I would use. But since discovering these, I can't honestly say I've ever bought a MAC pencil, and I probably never would. This formula lasts all day. It feels really creamy, but it does last all day. The next product I'm going in with is another drugstore product. So these have gone viral like worldwide. I'm sure most people watching this channel know about these lip products by now, but if you don't, I would definitely recommend them, and you should go out and try them. So these are the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lipsticks. So the shade I'm applying today is the shade 55 Driver. These literally last all day. They've got such a good range of colours. They literally smell like so sweet, like donuts. So the only thing that I don't like about them, which I'll show you in a minute, is that they're that pigmented and that thick that you can really see that line. It really emphasises that line of your own flesh and then the colour. So that's the only thing that I find annoying about these. Okay, so that's dried down now. So, see there, you can just see the actual, where the lipstick is, and then my actual skin. So that really annoys me about these products. It doesn't really seem to happen as much with the Jeffree Star formula, but with the Maybelline one, because it's so pigmented and so thick, I believe, I think that's why this happens. It just kind of shows. And even in pictures sometimes, if I'm like, you can just see here, and that really annoys me about this product. But apart from that, I would recommend it 100%. So moving on now to our last but not our least viral lip product. This is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Balm Universal Lip Luminizer, and my shade is the shade Diamond Milk. Like, just look at that packaging. I love it. I absolutely love the packaging from Fenty. So these glosses do last quite a while. They're not too sticky, but they're still high shine enough, and they still last. So sometimes I find if something's really high shine, it just doesn't seem to last. It just seems to wear off, especially lip gloss. You're always reapplying it, but this actually does last like quite a good few hours, I would say. So I'm just applying that now. Like, look at that shine. How gorgeous is that? And just look how reflective that is. I don't think I own any other lip glosses as shiny as this, with as much staying power. Like, look at that. Love it. And wow, that powder just blends seamlessly into the rest of the makeup. It hasn't left two big harsh white lines. It just literally carves out underneath the contour, and it looks like that. By the way, guys, I just remembered that I haven't actually applied any inner corner highlight. So I'm going to do what I said and take the shade Frosting from the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette. So guys, I'm going to be wrapping this tutorial up now, because I've obviously talked through each technique, each product, and why I love each product and why each product is viral and definitely deserves to be viral. I really hope you love the look as much as I do. And obviously, like I've said already, let me know your thoughts on these products in the comment section. Is there any other viral makeup products that you would recommend? P.S. Let me know if you prefer the pink one or the golden one. I think I prefer the pink one, which has shocked me because normally, as I explained, I'll always go for a gold toned one, but for some reason today this pink side is just more popping than the gold side. But apart from that, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around to the very end. I really appreciate it, and it helps me so much more than you would realise. Also, don't forget to like the video. Also, before we go, I just want to give an update on the 3 giveaways that I'm going to be doing this year. So I'm doing one in August next month, doing one in October, and then I'm doing one in December. Literally this whole bag is full of goodies for the 3 separate makeup giveaways, which are international by the way, and I pay all the shipping, so anyone can enter. So I'm just going to show you the bag, how much I've got. So literally this whole bag is full with palettes, other goodies, brushes, everything. But I won't bore you with all that because I've like done this loads of times now. I've been keeping everyone updated on what I'm buying. So this is what I've already bought. And then yesterday I bought a few more bits and bobs. I bought 3 pink clay face masks. Now, these are only from Primark, but I actually love the formula of these lipsticks. So each giveaway will have one of these lipsticks in. They're just matte basically. And I've used those 2 in my Primark haul. Woo! God. And those 2 shades are amazing. And then I've also picked up 3 of the e.l.f. Bite Size Face Duo brushes and highlighters. So I've picked up 3 of those. So I've picked up the shade Guava, which I've actually got, and the highlight is amazing by the way. The other one is called Pomegranate, don't know how you say that. Yeah, that one. And then the other one is called Lychee. And then I also picked up from Primark some of these PS Liquid Shadow Duos. So there was 4 available. So each giveaway will have 1 in. So they're all literally in a different shade, as you can see. So this is the black one, green, pink, bronze. So that should be an incentive to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, as that's going to be minimum one of the rules to be able to enter the giveaway. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking now guys, but thanks so much for sticking around to the very end. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next tutorial.